Have you ever noticed how one critical comment can ruin your entire day? Someone questions your work, someone mocks your choices, someone doubts your abilities, and suddenly that voice is louder than everything else. You replay it in your mind. You defend yourself in conversations that never happen. You feel the shame creeping in even though you know you shouldn't. It's almost like criticism has more power over you than praise ever did. One negative word erases 10 compliments. One person's disapproval makes you question everything. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The criticism isn't the problem. Your reaction to it is. The Stoics understood something most people never learn. Criticism says more about the critic than it does about you. And shame only exists when you agree to carry it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When another blames you or hates you or people voice similar criticisms, pass by and set your mind at rest, for things are as they are, and you will not change them by worry." He wasn't talking about ignoring feedback. He was talking about refusing to let other people's opinions become your prison. Today, you're going to learn the Stoic defense against shame, 5 principles that strip criticism of its power and return your dignity to where it belongs, in your control, not in someone else's mouth. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to handle criticism without crumbling, without defending, without letting it steal your peace. Let's begin. Principle 1. Depersonalize the attack. When someone criticizes you, they reveal themselves, not you. Here's the first thing you need to understand about criticism. Most of it has nothing to do with you. Think about it. Someone criticizes your decision, but they're projecting their fear of risk. Someone mocks your ambition, but they're revealing their own resignation. Someone questions your character, but they're exposing their own insecurity. Criticism is a mirror. It reflects the critic's worldview, their wounds, their limitations, their unresolved issues. The Stoics called this depersonalization, the practice of stepping back and seeing criticism for what it really is, not a truth about you, but a truth about them. Epictetus taught, if someone criticizes you and it is true, correct yourself. If it is not true, laugh at it. Notice the clarity. If it's true, fix it. If it's not, ignore it. There's no shame in either response. But most people don't depersonalize. They absorb, they internalize, they make every criticism a referendum on their worth. Here's what that looks like in real life. Someone says, "You're not good enough at this." Your mind immediately spirals. "I'm a failure. I'm not capable. I'll never succeed." But the Stoic mind pauses and asks, what does this criticism reveal about the person saying it? Maybe they're perfectionists who project impossible standards. Maybe they're threatened by your progress. Maybe they're repeating what someone once said to them. Maybe they have no idea what they're talking about. Suddenly, the criticism loses its grip, because it's not about you, it's about them. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily how much more harmful are the consequences of anger and grief than the circumstances that aroused them. In other words, the criticism itself is small, your reaction makes it big. Here's the Stoic method for depersonalization. Step 1, hear the words. Don't react yet, just listen. Step 2, ask yourself, is this about me or about them? 9 times out of 10, it's about them. Step 3, identify the projection. What fear, insecurity, or wound is this person revealing? Step 4, release the personal attachment. This isn't a statement about my worth. This is a statement about their perspective. When you depersonalize criticism, you stop being a target. You become an observer. Someone else is struggling, and their struggle leaked onto you. That's all. Let me give you a real example. You launch a project. Someone criticizes it publicly. Your instinct is shame, embarrassment, defense. But the Stoic pause asks, what kind of person publicly criticizes someone else's effort? What does that say about their character, not mine? Suddenly you see it. They're not critiquing your work. They're revealing their bitterness, their need to diminish others, their lack of courage to create anything themselves. And when you see that, the shame dissolves, because you're not carrying their burden anymore. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Most criticism only wounds you because you agree to be wounded." Action challenge. The next time someone criticizes you, pause, take 3 breaths, ask, is this about me or about them? Then watch the shame disappear. Principle 2. Question whether the critic has earned your respect. Not everyone's opinion matters. You let strangers on the internet shape how you feel about yourself. You let people who have accomplished nothing judge your progress. You let critics who have never tried what you're trying tell you you're doing it wrong. The Stoics had a simple filter. Does this person have the credibility to judge me? If yes, listen. If no, dismiss. Marcus Aurelius asked himself, is this person living a life I admire? Do they have wisdom I respect? Have they earned the right to influence my peace? Most critics fail this test immediately. Think about the people who criticize you most harshly. Are they successful? Are they disciplined? Are they living with integrity? Are they even trying? Or are they sitting on the sidelines throwing stones while you're in the arena? Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid by others. Translation, the opinions of people who aren't in the fight don't matter. Here's what this looks like in practice. Someone with no discipline criticizes your work ethic. Someone with no courage mocks your risk. Someone with no growth criticizes your ambition. The Stoic response, thank you for sharing your perspective, then move on. You don't owe them a defense. You don't owe them an explanation. You don't owe them anything. Because respect is earned, and criticism from someone who hasn't earned respect is just noise. Now, here's the flip side. If the criticism comes from someone you respect, someone who's been there where you're going, someone who has the results you want, that's different. That criticism might contain gold. It might be the feedback you need to level up. But you don't treat all criticism the same. The source matters. The credibility matters. The intention matters. Here's the Stoic filter. Step 1, identify the critic. Who is this person? Step 2, assess their credibility. Have they done what I'm trying to do? Do they have results I respect? Step 3, check their intention. Are they trying to help me grow or tear me down? Step 4, decide. If they pass the filter, listen deeply. If not, dismiss immediately. Let me show you the difference. Scenario 1. A successful entrepreneur you admire says, your pitch needs work. Here's why. Stoic response, this person has credibility. Listen, learn, adjust. Scenario 2. A random person online says, you're wasting your time. This will never work. Stoic response, this person has zero credibility. Dismiss, move on. See the difference? One has earned your attention, the other hasn't. Seneca wrote, it's not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it's because we do not dare that things are difficult. Most criticism is designed to make you not dare. It's designed to keep you small, safe, comfortable. But when you filter by credibility, you realize most critics are just scared, and their fear has nothing to do with your potential. Action challenge? Make a list. Write down 5 people whose opinions actually matter to you. People with credibility, wisdom, results. Now ignore everyone else. Principle 3. Separate truth from tone. The message might be valid even if the delivery is terrible. Here's where most people fail. They reject valid criticism because of how it's delivered. Someone gives you harsh feedback, the tone is sharp, the words sting, so you dismiss the entire message. But the Stoics taught something powerful: separate the truth from the tone. Just because someone delivers criticism poorly doesn't mean the criticism is wrong. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane." Translation: don't reject truth just because it's uncomfortable. Think about the last time someone criticized you harshly. Maybe they were rude, maybe they were condescending, maybe they were flat out disrespectful. But buried in that terrible delivery, was there a kernel of truth? Was there something you could actually use? Most people never find it because they're too busy being offended by the packaging. The Stoic approach: strip away the emotion, extract the useful part, discard the rest. Here's what that looks like. Someone says, "You're terrible at this. You have no idea what you're doing." Your ego wants to fight back. Your pride wants to defend. But the Stoic mind asks, is there any truth here? Maybe you're not terrible, but maybe you are weak in that specific area. Maybe you do need to improve that skill. Maybe there's a gap you haven't addressed. The truth doesn't care about tone, it just is. Epictetus taught, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. In other words, if the criticism is true, stop defending and start improving. Here's the Stoic method for separating truth from tone. Step 1. Ignore the emotion. Don't react to how it was said. React to what was said. Step 2. Extract the core claim. What is this person actually saying? Strip away the insults, the exaggeration, the drama. Step 3. Evaluate objectively. Is this claim accurate, even partially? Step 4. If yes, act on it. If no, release it. Let me give you a real scenario. Someone says, "You always mess this up. You're so careless." Terrible delivery, harsh tone, personal attack. But the Stoic strips it down. Do I actually mess this up sometimes? Yes. Have I been careless in this area lately? Honestly, yes. So instead of defending, you say, "You're right, I've been sloppy here. I'll tighten that up." Suddenly, the criticism becomes fuel, not poison. This is what separates strong people from fragile people. Fragile people need criticism to be delivered perfectly. Strong people take what works and ignore the rest. Seneca said, "The wise man is neither raised by prosperity nor cast down by adversity." The same applies to criticism. The wise person isn't destroyed by harsh words and isn't inflated by kind ones. They just extract truth and keep moving. Now, here's the balance. You don't have to tolerate disrespect. You can set boundaries. You can say, "I hear your feedback, but the way you delivered it isn't acceptable." But don't let bad delivery rob you of useful information. Action challenge. Think of the last harsh criticism you received. Strip away the emotion. What was the actual claim? Was there any truth? If yes, what are you going to do about it? Principle 5. The Stoic pause before response. Silence protects you from saying what you can't take back. Here's where most people destroy themselves. They react immediately. Someone criticizes them, and within seconds they're defending, explaining, justifying, attacking back. But the Stoics knew the first response is almost always wrong. Marcus Aurelius practiced a daily discipline. When someone provokes you, pause before you speak. That pause is everything. Because in that pause, you regain control. You step out of emotion. You return to reason. You choose your response instead of being controlled by impulse. Most people skip the pause and they regret it later. Think about it. Someone criticizes you. Your blood boils. You fire back with something sharp, something cutting, something designed to hurt. And 5 minutes later you realize you just made it worse. You just gave them ammunition. You just lowered yourself to their level. The Stoic pause prevents that. Epictetus said, "When someone provokes you, remember that it is actually your own opinion provoking you." In other words, the criticism itself has no power. Your reaction gives it power. And when you pause, you take that power back. Here's what the Stoic pause looks like in practice. Step 1. Someone criticizes you. Feel the impulse rising. Step 2. Pause. Physically stop. Breathe. Count to 5. Step 3. Ask yourself, what response serves my dignity? What response reflects who I want to be? Step 4. Respond calmly, or don't respond at all. Silence is often the most powerful response. Let me show you the difference. Without the pause, someone criticizes you. You snap back. You escalate. You damage the relationship. You lose your peace. With the pause, someone criticizes you. You breathe. You think. You respond with calm or silence. You keep your dignity. You keep your power. See the shift? The pause gives you options. Reaction gives you regret. Seneca wrote, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." The same applies to criticism. Delay your response and you defuse the emotional charge. Now, here's the key. The pause isn't weakness. It's not avoidance. It's not fear. The pause is control. It's the ability to feel provoked and still choose your behavior. That's true strength. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The criticism is the outside event. Your response is your power. And when you pause, you claim that power. Here's a real-life example. A coworker publicly criticizes your idea in a meeting. Your instinct is to defend immediately, to prove them wrong, to attack back. But you pause, you breathe, you think. Then you say, "I appreciate your perspective. Let's discuss this after the meeting." Suddenly, you're in control, not them. You didn't react, you responded. You kept your dignity. You kept the high ground. That's the power of the Stoic pause. Action challenge. For the next 7 days, when anyone criticizes you, pause, count to 5 before you say anything. Just 5 seconds. Watch how it changes everything. Principle 5. Use criticism as a mirror. Every criticism is an opportunity to see yourself clearly. Here's the final Stoic principle that most people never learn. Criticism is a gift. Not because it's always true, not because it's always kind, but because it forces you to look at yourself. The Stoics practiced radical self-examination. They asked themselves constantly, "Am I living with integrity? Am I aligned with my values? Am I becoming who I want to be?" And criticism accelerates that process. When someone criticizes you, they hand you a mirror. You can ignore it, you can smash it, or you can look into it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself this question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize?" He's saying criticism reveals you, not just the other person, you. Because every criticism you receive tells you something, either about your blind spots, or about your values, or about your direction. Here's how to use criticism as a mirror. Step 1. Ask, is this criticism revealing a weakness I need to address? If someone keeps saying you're unreliable, maybe you are. If multiple people say you're defensive, maybe you are. If the criticism keeps showing up, maybe it's true. The mirror shows you what you're avoiding. Step 2. Ask, is this criticism revealing a value I refuse to compromise? If someone criticizes you for being too disciplined, too ambitious, too focused, good, that's your value. Hold it. The mirror shows you what you stand for. Step 3. Ask, is this criticism revealing someone else's limitation, not mine? If someone criticizes you for dreaming too big, for working too hard, for refusing to settle, good, that's their ceiling, not yours. The mirror shows you who's in the arena and who's on the sidelines. Epictetus taught, men are disturbed not by things, but by the opinions they form of them. The criticism itself is neutral. Your interpretation makes it useful or destructive. When you use criticism as a mirror, you stop being a victim. You become a student. Every criticism is data. Every harsh word is feedback. Every judgment is information. Let me show you what this looks like. Someone says, "You're too intense. You work too much." Stoic mirror check. Am I neglecting important relationships? Yes. Adjust. Am I sacrificing my health? Yes. Adjust. Am I just committed to excellence and they're projecting their mediocrity? Yes. Ignore. See how the mirror works? It shows you truth. Or another example. Someone says, "You're not humble enough." Stoic mirror check. Am I arrogant? Do I dismiss others? Do I lack self-awareness? If yes, fix it. If no, this is their insecurity talking. The mirror never lies, but you have to be willing to look. Seneca wrote, "He who has injured thee was either stronger or weaker. If weaker, spare him. If stronger, spare thyself." Translation, whether the criticism comes from above or below, use it to improve yourself. Here's the ultimate truth about criticism. It only destroys you if you let it, and it only improves you if you use it. The choice is always yours. Action challenge. Write down the 3 most common criticisms you receive. Now ask honestly, is there truth here? What can I learn from this? What will I change? Conclusion. Your dignity is non-negotiable. You've just learned the Stoic defense against shame. Depersonalize the attack, question whether the critic has earned your respect, separate truth from tone, pause before you respond, use criticism as a mirror. These aren't just principles, they're weapons, tools that return your power to you. Because here's the final truth, criticism will never stop. People will always judge, doubt, question, mock, but shame only exists when you agree to carry it. Marcus Aurelius said it perfectly. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. You have the power. The criticism has none. So the next time someone criticizes you, remember this: their words don't define you. Your response does. If this message hit you, drop a comment with your commitment. Tell me which principle you're applying first. And remember your affirmation for today. I am unshaken by the opinions of others. I control my dignity. I choose my peace. Now go prove it.